Welcome to OWAD Today. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue exploring ocean/industrial age concepts. And today we're going to talk about 童话. Translated, if one single character translates to one single English word, same transform. Just by the two together, can we guess what that is? 童话. To transform things to be the same. And that Japanese scholars, probably 150 years ago, rendering of assimilation. Assimilate. So assimilate, make something similar. That's what 童话 is about. And because I'm a first generation immigrant, so for me, assimilate into the local fabric of society is important. So it's not necessarily 童话, simulate is a bad thing. Actually, it shows like a type of adaptability. But at the same time, like keep your own streak, right? Regardless of where you are, be yourself, be that unique one singular person. You don't want to be like a product, a commodity type of person, like mass produced somehow, right? So in a way, I also resist assimilation. Don't want to be assimilated to be 100% Chinese, 100% American. I'm somewhere in between. And so that's my happy place to be. Almost like be a forever outsider. I don't want to be completely assimilated into any category of labels of such. So how 童话 each one of them same transform made meaning with these picturesque like pictographs. Okay, 铜 we have this big arch. When we see big arch, that means almost like under the sky, like everything within that visible horizon or space. And under that space, we have one horizontal line. One means singular, means just one. And then we have the mouse symbol. Mouse symbol took me quite a few years to figure out. It actually is ancient cookware. So it's like a pot. And then we have the two handles in there. And eventually this pot represent the mouse, the diner. So the mouse symbol, we can use that as a representation of two main functions of humans. One is a diner. We eaters, right? We have to consume to sustain our life. The second is output, is we have opinions. We have a need to be heard, to be understood. We have to voice out things. So the mouse symbol can be either eating function or speaking function. Input, output. And over here, one, what do you think? Is it eating or speaking? It's one speak. Under this big arch, under this one huge space, one speak or one voice. That's a Chinese definition of 同, same, meaning there's no second voice, no other opinion, no alternative. There's just one singular voice about things. Sounds pretty horrifying, is that right? When everything is in today's lingo monolithic, just mono. Yeah, I should translate it into mono. That's what that is. Okay, we have a human figure on the left side, and again, took me quite a while to figure out what is a human figure, because in today's simplified Chinese, we just have this, and I just describe it as two-legged standing being. I mean, that's human, right? Simple, easy, straightforward. But the ancient rendering of human is this thing. And sometimes it comes almost like English R. And how to understand that? Why it's so complicated? Why the left stroke and the right stroke looks different. Why? It's asymmetrical. That bothered me for a long time. If you look through the old catalogs of what I put out back then, I have to came up with all kinds of theories of how to interpret that until one day it hit me. Okay, this straighter line is our front side of the body, which is relatively straighter, versus here, this right side curvature, that's the back torso. The back chain of our body has more curves, and Chinese acknowledge that. And we use these two strokes to describe a profile view. So side view, not full frontal view. It's a side view of a human body. And in particular, this human is facing the left side because the straighter side of it, the front side of it, is facing toward the left. It turned out Chinese is a left facing or left orienting culture versus English is right orienting. Again, that took me quite some time. Anyhow, the right side is a flip and rotate version of human figure. So how Chinese express transform? Because transform as a concept, English have trans and form, right? Form we can understand as a shape or the look of it. Something you can visible, can observe. And trans means from A to B, the two doesn't overlap, that doesn't look the same. Something changed visibly. Chinese express that by using human figure as the object of interest to study. And over time, or some sort of transformation or growth, spurred, something like, or post-traumatic growth, or something like that, right? That person shifted. It does not face left like that anymore. It's kind of facing upward, kind of upside, like that, side view as well. And of course, we have to stylize it to have the two lines kind of pointing upward, downward. That's a stylization. And that's, again, a kind of confusion as well, because if I took these lines literally, it's really hard to see until some scholars find out the connection of the original left-facing human figure looks like this. And this right part is simply a human figure rotated, flipped over to facing upward. And that's how Chinese, like the two same things, structurally the same thing, maybe even the same person after the transformation looks different in a different orientation. And that's transform. I find it quite convincing of the clever, the way Chinese find such a difficult concept. English transform, probably you can figure out what that is, right? It's the same thing, but changed. So it's same and different at the same time, versus Chinese express it by this shape of human and rotated, flipped upside down. I mean, not upside down, it's leftward facing, now it's upward facing, and using that as a transformation context. So same, one voice, same, and transform. So this, even if it's 同化, the sequence of it should be people or however things that able to change its shape, things or people or living things. I guess it has to be organic, because inorganic, like dead things, like stone, probably stone can be transformed, right? Stone can be carved into a sculpture. So I guess anything can be transformed. But this transform into this one voice is a translation of assimilation, because you kind of lose your originality and to become this standardized part of it. So I intentionally, when I'm searching for assimilate this concept, on Unsplash. Okay, credit to Unsplash. This is a good picture that hit me because all these windows look exactly the same. All the tiles, right? Like things are repetitive. You can hardly locate a window because they all look the same. It's highly assimilated, standardized, homogenized, just one look. Instead of speaking, right? Speaking is just one of the many functions of human, but we use that to mean we can transfer that to any other kind of behavior or look. So here is everything look the same, but one window is open. It's almost like, okay, in this pretty depressive atmosphere where every window looked the same, one window dare to open to have a fresh air coming in. That's I guess, my reaction to the concept of assimilation or 同化. Not saying it's not good, it's necessity. To survive in a different environment, you need to assimilate, to understand, to probably behave in a similar way. But at the same time, keep yourself. Be yourself. Don't be cookie cutter human. That's gross, like all those closed windows, right? Anyhow, 童话. Thank you for your time. See you another day.